Hi there, welcome back to ADSR Massive Tutorials. Click the button in the video to join our newsletter, get lots of free stuff including 73 sounds for NI Massive, and also get yourself subscribed to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ADSR Tuts. We're continuing with the modulators theme we've been doing with NI Massive, and I'm going to show you how to make that sound I have playing there, which I've actually resampled from Massive and triggering from the EXS24 sampler. So okay, so let's mute this for now and let's go up to our instance of Massive we have here. We can delete all of this as well. Load up Massive and let's create a new sound in here. And start off building this sound here and go for oscillator 1. Going to go for a frozen wavetable. Put this wavetable position to just before all the way to the left. Keep everything else the same and let's just pitch it up by 2 octaves. Oscillator 2, turn that on, and then go for this Flenders 2 wavetable. It's kind of like an organ sort of wavetable. Put the wavetable position to halfway and take the pitch down by 1 octave. And oscillator 3, turn that on, and then go for an inharmonic wavetable. Keep everything the same, maybe pull the intensity down a little bit. And let's take the pitch to +19. So we've got this chord element going on now. Let's go over to the oscillator tab now. Check that restart via gate button. So get a nice consistent sound. And let's go ahead and set up a filter in this first filter slot. Going to use a low pass 2 filter. Put the resonance down to 0 and the cutoff. What we want to do is use an envelope to get that kind of plucky sort of sound. So keep the cutoff at 0 for now. Let's go to this first envelope slot and pull the sustain down on this envelope. Sharpen up the attack. And let's use this envelope, click and drag the crosshair of this envelope to modulate the cutoff frequency. Click and drag up. So now we get that kind of plucky sort of envelope shape going on. I'm going to enhance this further by using some other modulator to modulate this modulator. So I'm going to pull the level of this envelope down to 0. And what I'm going to do is use this LFO here to modulate this attack level. So click and drag the crosshair of this LFO here to this attack level slot. Click and drag up. So what's happening is this envelope level is now going like this, up and down, and according to what we set in this LFO here. So and of course we can bring a bit more decay into the sound. And where the sound gets really interesting, so if we push that rate up to full, as high as it will go, we play a C note, we get a really interesting timbre. I mean, if we start playing like an E note or above, it gets very discordant and not as clean sounding. But on the C note, it's due to the oscillator pitches, we get this really nice sort of timbre on the sound. So we can enhance that further, use a dimension expander. We should make sure we're playing back a C3 note for now. And then play around with this decay. Because give us a nice bit of decay on there, because we're going to resample this sound. And So what we want to do now is put that on a sampler so we can start playing a riff up and down the keyboard, because of course sounds a bit funny if we start going E or F or something, so it just seems to sound nice on the C note. So what we do here, just resample a couple of octaves of this sound. So C1, C2, C3 and C4, and then what I can do is right click or control click on that MIDI region, bounce in place, keep everything as it is, and with this audio set up in here, convert this to a sampler track. Transient markers is what we want to use to create the zones. And then delete this MIDI for now. Let's go into this EXS24, edit it, and we want to move these zones up. So this is the C4 note at the top here. Put that on C4, C3, C2, and then drag these zone ranges out. So they all span one octave, and then we need to change the root note. So C1 can stay as C1. Change the root note for the C2, resampled C2, C3. Changing these root notes now means that we've got this kind of sound. We could even go a little bit lower on that C note and go right down to C0. We've got this nicely resampled sound now that's spanned right across the keyboard. Obviously you could resample kind of higher or lower notes if you wanted to. So save this, and then we had this. I had this little MIDI riff going on in here before, so I copy this over to this new sample that we set up. So now we can start playing around with this sound, add a little bit of distortion. I set up some bus sends before on the initial sound that I set up, so some reverb, some delay. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I hope you found it useful. Any questions, please get in touch. Of course, make sure you get yourself over to our website, massivesynth.com. Tons more tutorials covering various different sounds in Native Instruments Massive. And thanks for watching. Alright, cheers, bye.